Hello there, viewers. Hi, how are you?
We are here to celebrate, give a toast to Larian Studios for winning big at the Game Awards. They've been winning all throughout 2023. They swept every award that they were nominated for at the Golden Joystick Awards. They won 6 awards at the Game Awards, including Game of the Year. They were nominated for 9 awards, and they won 6. I wish they had won Best Game Director, but I went to Alan Wake 2, which is well-deserved. I haven't played Alan Wake 2, but I've watched people play it, and the game visually looks beautiful. And that guy who's been working on that game has been working in the games industry for years. He's been fucked over and blackballed in the industry because he's a visionary. He doesn't care about making money. He wants to make art. So for him to win Best Game Director, to get that praise and notoriety after all the shit he's had to put up with for like 20-something years, or like a good 20 years he's had to put up with, good for him. I'm glad that he made it.
Excuse me. I'm still recovering. I'll have to make my apology video for lack of content later, but irrelevant. That guy deserved it. I'm not a big fan of Alan Wake series.
I wasn't a big fan of the first game. Second game looks great.
I played the first game. I was like, this is basically another horror game type thing. And the second game looks new. It looks different.
And everyone says what he did with Alan Wake 2 is everything that Hideo Kojima was doing with PT. And that's what made the game so great. He was very much influenced by what Hideo Kojima pulled off with PT. And he just it's not that he took things to no level. He was inspired by that game. He focused on replicating that game's brilliance and success and made a brilliant story-driven horror game that was scary but also full of great characters. But I do wish that Sven had won Best Game Director because he was dressed up cosplaying in his armor. He had a medieval armor on.
Yes.
And that's why I wanted him to win Best Game Director so he could give a speech in that armor. But he won Game of the Year, so he still got to show off that armor.
Give me one more.
Give a great he still got to show off that armor and got to give a really, really great speech. And overall, the speech was really great. And it was very heartfelt. You know, he was talking about all the people they had lost while making the game. They lost a lot of people, a lot of friends and family because they're making the game in the middle of COVID, and they probably lost a lot of people because of COVID. Working in Belgium, which is where the studio is located. It's located in Belgium. They also have studios and a studio in Canada, one in America, and but yeah, it was a long 4-year journey to get this game made, to get it out, and it's the most successful CRPG of all time. It sold 21 million copies, and before Baldurs Gate 3 came out in 2023, before 2023, the genre CRPG sold a total of 13 million copies in total. So Baldurs Gate 3 has surpassed the total sales of that genre completely. It's completely surpassed the total sales.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason why you let visionaries take charge of the game. You don't let
suits and
games. You don't let people who work for suits. You don't let studios get run by some advisor oversight individual.
Be independent.
Say Sony. Or
don't get
EA
suckered in by investors or suits. Do not get suckered in by that. Just be passionate, make the game. Now,
you want to make money?
Yeah.
You leave the guy in charge with the vision. Don't move him. Don't put someone above him. Let that guy have free reign, and he will bring to you a product that makes a lot of money.
And definitely enjoy all this. Enjoy what Larian is and what they are and how great they are right now, because all great things have to come to an end. So I'm sure Larian won't be this amazing forever and ever and ever. Because I remember when BioWare used to be and Blizzard 20-25 years ago, they couldn't do any wrong. They were extraordinary, and then they became a publicly traded company. They got owned by other publicly traded companies. And then they just became super greedy. Activision, super greedy. EA, super greedy. And just want to take as much money from you as they possibly can. So if Larian remains independent and has the same mentality, they can be great for a long period of time, but enjoy it while it lasts. Hopefully it lasts forever.
What is it?
Hopefully it lasts Hopefully it lasts another 20 years, 25 years of brilliance for Larian Studios, because Baldur's Gate 3 was amazing. And now that, because I love Baldur's Gate 3 so much, I'm going to get started on the Divinity series. I want to start playing those games too.
I want to say this. Baldur's Gate 3 is a game that deserves all the awards. It deserves having swept in so many majority awards. I wish it did win all 9. But
I really wish it won Best Game Director, but if not that, at least give it Best Song. It didn't even win best song. Now, don't get me wrong. The guy who does the music for Final Fantasy games is a fucking legend.
You're not going to top this. You're not going to top it.
That guy's a fucking legend.
You're not topping him.
No, I get that guy's
him.
a legend, but I've listened to the music of Final Fantasy 16. It's the weakest score he's ever done in his entire career. Even though it was good, I felt like he won that award because of his lifetime achievement in making greater music throughout the history of Final Fantasy.
I want
those
to
entire
say
genre.
No,
but the music for Baldur's Gate 3 was, in my opinion, way better and deserved that award way more. I think Baldur's Gate 3 deserved best score the most because the music in that game is drop dead gorgeous. It's so beautiful.
I'm going to say this. I believe that the music score for Final Fantasy 16 is indeed a lot weaker. It doesn't carry the same amount of triumphant awe as the others did.
Yeah.
However, I want to say that alone is not reason to say that his ability to, as a composer, as someone to create the music, was lacking. Yeah. I believe that Square, or what we want to call them, are being heavily influenced by the Western ideal values of the world.
Yeah.
That Sony is chasing dollar signs rather than art and passion.
Yeah, because Final Fantasy 16 didn't feel like an RPG. It felt like an action game with RPG mechanics. But
it felt more like an action game.
Action adventure. Like it was like the RPG mechanics didn't even mean much because you're just smashing buttons and switching between abilities, and you're just mowing down enemies. Without any like there's no reason to level up except to become more powerful, but there's no consequence to your leveling up system. There's no reason. There's almost no reason for it except to mash buttons and to switch between 3 or 4 different abilities.
There's more than 4.
Right. I mean, there's definitely more. But
I have fire, wind. I have lightning, and I'm working on getting the. No, I think I just got ice.
Yeah.
However,
you're just button
my view on moving on.
Yeah.
So we spoke about Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm so happy Baldur's Gate 3 has won.
Yeah.
So many, and it's come out on top.
But best score, I think Final Fantasy 16, that was a lifetime achievement. In a way, it kind of was.
I know.
But Baldur's Gate 3, if you listen to the music of Baldur's Gate 3 and you listen to Final Fantasy 16, it's Baldur's Gate 3 deserved it more, in my opinion.
I'm not into the music stuff.
Okay.
Now we're going to move on to the next topic.
Wait. Oh, and I forgot to mention, when Savannah was supposed to announce when he won Game of the Year, he was supposed to announce that Baldur's Gate 3 was on the Xbox store, but he forgot. He forgot to mention it, but it dropped on Xbox after they won Game of the Year, which is such a mic drop moment. They won Game of the Year, and then it's on the Xbox store, so you can play it because you don't play your PlayStation 5 anymore.
I do play my PlayStation, but I'm playing it for more of the games that I own.
Okay.
Out of the 200-something games that I own, I have 30 platinum trophies. I have about 192 more games to play.
Do you have Baldur's Gate 3 on the PS5?
No, I haven't Baldur's Gate on PlayStation or Xbox yet.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I don't have the...
Oh, you don't have the time.
I don't have the time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you don't have the time. Well, if you ever want to get it for Xbox, I'm going to get it for Xbox too. In a month. And we can just play it together.
Don't you have PlayStation?
You have PlayStation, right?
I have PlayStation.
So we can play it on. You want to get it on PlayStation?
Well, I mean, I was gonna keep the
PlayStation 5. I have super powerful character.
I was gonna keep the PlayStation as.
I have 3 different playthroughs and 130 hours.
I was gonna use the PlayStation for more singular games, JRPGs.
Yeah.
Open world.
The multiplayer.
I might switch open worlds to Xbox because it just has much more beautiful graphic rendering.
For a lot of games, yeah. But
however,
the multiplayer
if
is awesome.
You want to play a fighting game on the PlayStation, shooting game from the Xbox. No, there's no argument on that.
No, first-person shooters for Xbox is numero uno. The Xbox Series X, like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, is fucking awesome. Even though the campaign is terrible, the multiplayer is awesome, and they brought back COD lobbies. Microsoft brought back COD lobbies, which is hilarious.
Oh, thank God.
It was so funny. Like I did so well in one game where I got 30 kills and 10 deaths. And the guy on the other team was so pissed off, he called me the N-word. And I was like, yeah, nostalgia. I got called the N-word. It was great. It was hilarious.
Anyways.
I was not offended.
Anyways.
Because it was too funny. He was that butthurt. He was that butthurt that he got owned, sir.
Anyways,
30 kills, 10 deaths.
Moving on. Call of Duty another time.
No, but the multiplayer.
Call of Duty another time.
I know, but I want to say.
No. Stay in the parameters. Stay in the parameters.
I'm talking about Baldur's Gate 3 multiplayer. I haven't fully tried it yet. I want to. but everyone says it's great, and it won the Game Award for Best Multiplayer Game,
Oh, look
which
at
is
that.
shocking. That was the biggest surprise that night. I thought it for sure it was going to go to Diablo 4 or it was going to go to one of the live service games. It went to Baldur's Gate 3.
Well, no. Diablo 4 at
was so
launch.
funny.
Diablo 4 at launch had great multiplayer. After season 1, it was like,
Yeah, well, things got better with season 2, but everyone says Baldur's Gate 3 is better.
Baldur's Gate 3 is better.
And there's so many Diablo 4 channels who are planning on changing their careers because Diablo 4 ended up being such a disappointment that they're going to switch to other games and talk about other games. And I'm sending them messages telling them, just come to Baldur's Gate 3, man. Just come to Baldur's Gate 3. Leave Blizzard behind. Come to Larian Studios. It's nothing but good things over here. They do nothing but good things.
I'm hopeful that anyway, moving on.
Okay, moving on.
The next announcement is Blade is coming to game.
That's right, Sony Ponies. Blade is an Xbox exclusive. Sony Ponies cry. See, I love my PS5 and I love my Series X. I probably love my PS5 a lot more because the graphics, the visuals, and the way you can go from app to app is so quickly. But the Series X is also super, super fast. I love both consoles. But I love seeing Sony Ponies cry. They are the most pathetic, most toxic people on Twitter, and it is absolutely hilarious. Go ahead.
Listen, I'm going to say this. I'm happy we're going to get a Blade game. And it's Arcane's main developers making the game.
Not the people that fucked up with
No, it's
Redfall.
not. It's not the B team that created Redfall.
Which Microsoft was to blame for some of that. They should have taken away the live service multiplayer stuff, toned it down, and focused on the single player with that game. But whatever. It's bygones and bygones.
I'm gonna say
it's
this.
neither here nor there.
I'm gonna say this. As someone who's taking math courses, classes, and a lot of focus on math, it's a recorded thing. It cannot be changed.
Yeah.
So there's no point bringing it up.
Yeah, and there was no point in delaying it for another year or two. They could have done that, but
that's not. I don't think that was Microsoft's fault yet. That was ZeniMax at the time.
Right, but Microsoft.
Moving on. We're not talking about Redfall. We're talking about Blade.
Yeah, Blade.
Blade is going to be an Xbox.
Blade is somebody
Deathloop.
Deathloop. If you love Deathloop, if you love Dishonored, the new Blade game is going to be awesome.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic.
It's gonna be
I
great.
can't wait to play it and then hear one of my friends on PlayStation be like, I want to play it. Like, buy an Xbox, bitch.
And they've been working on this game for a couple of years, but the reason why it took so long for them to announce it is because they were waiting for Marvel and Disney to finally get their shit together on the Blade movie. And now they're reworking the script. It's going to be done at a cheaper budget, and it's going to go right into production this summer. And it's going to come out in 2025, and then the Blade game might come out the following year in 2026. They're waiting so long to announce it because they're waiting for Marvel and Disney to get their shit together. But they announced they were getting their shit together a month ago after the end of the writer's strike and actors strike.
I'm going to say this.
SAG strike.
I'm going to say this. When it comes to whatever Disney says, believe the opposite. However, I will say this right now.
It took them a long time to announce this game because they're working on it for a while.
So you already know it's going to be a pretty damn good game. It's going to be a really fucking great game. I'm hoping for that. However, I'm going to say this. For anyone who owns a PlayStation and believes themselves superior because they have a PlayStation.
More sales, obviously, more console sales.
Regardless, just because the console sold more does not mean it's better than Xbox, which now has a much larger audience than PlayStation. And a catalog of games, and it's a rotating basis, and if you really like the damn game, you buy it.
And Microsoft,
you get to try it. You don't get a 2-hour trial that limits you when you start it up. You play a little bit, you get off because you got to go to work, come back, and then go to work, and then come back and want to play again. And, your trial's done.
Yeah, and Microsoft and Xbox are now focused on console sales. They're focused on Game Pass and trying to control cloud gaming and the internet. And now they have a huge catalog of games and a ton of franchises because of them acquiring Activision Blizzard. They have a lot more games, and their mobile game output is going to be crazy. Candy Crush and all that shit. Activision Blizzard King, they're about to get a lot more money in the next 4 to 5 years.
I'm just hoping StarCraft is not going to be
because they really wanted that mobile game. They really wanted that mobile shit.
I'm just hoping that StarCraft is not going to be a mobile game like Command & Conquer is by EA.
StarCraft?
Yeah.
It might be a mobile game.
I hope not.
Well, with Activision Blizzard King, it's going to be successful. Because while their mobile games are gritty as shit, they're fun. So because they have the fun factor, no one really criticizes their games. Like, I've never seen hate videos about Candy Crush in my life. I see more hate videos towards EA and everything else. Not to Candy Crush. I've never seen
No,
anything
I'm just
about
talking
Candy
about.
Crush.
I'm just talking about with what EA did to Command and Conquer. Instead of giving us a brand new fucking game on the console or PC.
Well, this is an EA. Sir.
I know.
Blizzard tends to care about their mobile games. Activision Blizzard tends to care about their mobile games.
So no. Activision and Blizzard have been separated by Microsoft, by Xbox.
Right, but they're all
Xbox.
still the same.
No.
They just got new CEOs.
Blizzard is now tasked to making games they can make normally,
Right,
without Activision in charge.
But what I'm saying, Activision and Blizzard, when they do mobile games, they don't half-ass it. It's never a shitty thing. Like it's never like EA. They never shit the bed on anything. At least not in mobile space. What else are we talking about?
Well, that's about it, really. This was a short video because, well, we're trying to again within the parameters. If you're trying to figure out what that means, it's a math reference. And if you're also trying to figure out what that reference is, go look it up. It's a fun film. Anyways, this is Steve Stoltz Nerd Talk with Brian Chase Nerd Talk. We're going to be letting you guys go. I have an apology video for my absence as to why I have not been making videos for the past X amount of days and or weeks.
I've been busy watching movies on Thursdays. But yeah.
I have that video coming up. Ladies and gentlemen.
Talk to y'all later.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Live
Boys
long
and
and
girls.
prosper.
Have a good night. Stay safe. And
Brian
remember,
J's Nerd Talk Live. Talk to y'all later.
You're really